We're going through the streets of York, in Yorkshire in England again. I've come back here to have some extra work done on the Brompton T Line. I went back today to Cycle Heaven again because one of the viewers of a previous video that I did mentioned that they had put a roller rack, advanced roller rack system on the back, which just allows it to, I suppose, the main reason really is it makes it a little bit more rollable, but in addition, of course, it then also becomes a rack if ever you want to use it for those reasons. So that is the rack system, or the rack. So basically it has two wheels at the back which give it a little bit more stability, and that just bolts onto the front there and just down to the side. So it just appears to be a different mudguard that they put on, and they remove that big reflector that sort of sat there where the wheels are, or just where the front of the rack bolts on, and then it has two wheels at the back. So the idea is that in the fold it actually is more stable, which I haven't really yet put to the test, but I will. Alright, so this kind of does bring you in a little bit more to the area where there's a bit of life going on. A seagull there. A seagull in York. So I don't know if you can see at the very end of that street there, that is the York Minster Cathedral, and lots of little cafes, coffee bars, all sorts of bits and bobs of shops that there are. And it is looking fairly busy here today. I might just get off the bike for a second. Not really sure where I'm going here. Vapes and foams. And York is kind of very, very touristy. It's a bit like a kind of mini version of London. So if you've never been to York, it has a lot of history. It is rich in the fact that it used to at one point be the capital of the country many moons ago. And so it does have that kind of feel to it, and obviously influence from, I'm assuming, the Viking times, looking at some of the structures and the names from around here. And today we're out on the Brompton T Line again. Obviously I had that rack fitted, but also when I was at the Cycle Heaven shop, the guy said he would take a look at an issue that I had with the bike. So basically the front stem, when I flexed it, and on these bikes, particularly on the T Line, because you've got carbon and titanium, there is quite a bit of flex in that front stem, and he said he'd take a look at it, so he stripped it down and re-greased the bearings, and now the clicking noise that I had previously has gone, which is fantastic. So hopefully that won't reappear. So we've got a Costa there and a Pret-a-Manger there. What should I have? Let's try here. Maybe. So I think I'm actually going to skip the eating and drinking. That's the wheel there that you can sort of see in the distance. It looks much bigger in real life as I'm standing here. It looks to be almost on top of me compared to the image that you get through the camera. It's like a series of gondolas as always with these kind of wheels. I'm assuming that's a temporary thing. I've never seen that there before. And back we are on the cycle path, having left the cut and thrust of the centre of York. Hopefully heading in the right direction and hopefully able to get to where I need to go. So I'll check on my phone in a bit.
Well, I'm going to wait and see.
Squeeze through on your right, thank you very much. And that is the view of the river. It is a very pleasant place, is York. It's kind of chilled out and just kind of a nice and easy place to be, really. Lots of things to do, lots of cafe bars, restaurants, just about everything you need to have a kind of a comfortable and enjoyable, relaxing, maybe a 3-day break or something like that. One of the Dutch bells there from the bicycle. Yeah, and one of the benefits, of course, of being here in York is the significant kind of infrastructure that has been put in place for cycling or walking. But you don't really get this everywhere else in the UK. Doing sort of the odd place here and there, but I mean, it was obviously never really designed around cycling. It's not like the Netherlands. And a lot of the bigger cities, you know, Paris, Barcelona, they've all tried to introduce cycle lanes and some kind of way of getting around each of the cities, but I don't think many of them are quite like either, say for example, if you go to Amsterdam as a city in the Netherlands, that is really, really carefully set out for cycling. Obviously you've got to be careful of the trams and people walking and things like that, but here it seems that from a young age people are cycling as a kind of a standard way of getting around, and it is because mainly A, the infrastructure's here, and B, it's so flat in this area. You go a little bit further into West Yorkshire, it's a significant range of hills, and wow, look at the flies being attacked by flies. Significant range of hills. It's not quite the same as it is here. So I think we need to go, I don't know where we go from here, but I think we're pretty much on the cusp of getting back to cycle heaven, where I'm parked. Which I think is just around this corner. So I'll say thank you very much for watching this video. Do take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.